hospitals still focused on COVID-19, but now they're preparing for flu season. What you need to know to prepare coming up.
Halloween is just weeks away. Will you be going to a haunted house? Why one business says it's a two-way street to help keep you safe.
Cars on track and fans in the stands. We're trackside in October for the very first time. I'm Brad Brown, live at the Speedway with a look at opening day of the Harvest Grand Prix.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 5, streaming now.
Good evening to you. First up here at 5 o'clock, cases of the flu are expected to start rising this month, and healthcare workers are encouraging you to get your flu vaccine, and here's why. Between the flu and COVID-19, they worry about the potential of a twindemic, battling the flu on top of the coronavirus, and the impact that could have on important resources you count on. WRTV's Alyssa Donovan is working for you with a closer look at the risk this coming season.
Healthcare workers are concerned that a busy flu season may overwhelm emergency rooms. They're doing everything they can to prepare, but they need you to be proactive as well. 27 years working at St. Vincent, and Dr. Louis Profeta has nothing to compare to the COVID-19 outbreak back in March.
I mean, it was so terrifying, the early days of COVID-19. I mean, we were concerned as healthcare providers if, we were going to die, if our partners and our nurses were going to start dropping dead from COVID-19. And fortunately, it hadn't happened.
But now those on the front lines are worried about the effects that a flu outbreak during a pandemic could have on the healthcare system.
We're going to be able to determine the difference between whether these patients have COVID-19 or the flu.
And whether patients can determine the difference for themselves before heading to the ER.
What we're concerned about is we're going to have a huge rush of patients coming in with influenza that think they have COVID-19, and these are people that probably could be treated at home.
Which is why healthcare workers and state leaders are asking everyone to get their flu vaccine.
So that we can keep you out of the hospital, and God forbid we won't need those hospital beds either for COVID-19, but just in case we do.
In the meantime, they're preparing the best they can.
We ramp up and prepare for influenza every year. I mean, everybody gets vaccinated. We still aren't really ready for a pan-flu epidemic of the type that we looked at in the turn of the century.
The good news, most health experts are predicting a milder flu season just because of all the COVID-19 precautions that are already in place.
To be honest, I think we're going to see one of the mildest flu seasons in history.
I'm Alyssa Donovan, WRTV.
We're not sharing this information with you to worry you. We want you to be prepared. And as you just heard, this could be a very mild flu season. To help healthcare workers continue to practice good hygiene and social distancing, wear your mask. Indiana is still under a statewide mask mandate, and healthcare workers encourage you to get a flu shot. We explain the differences between the flu and COVID-19 on WRTV.com/coronavirus. Right now, there's a flu shot clinic underway at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. Shots are free to the first 500 people who purchase a $5 ticket to visit the museum. You must buy tickets ahead of time at the museum's website or call the box office. The museum is partnering with IU Health for this event, which runs until 8 o'clock. IU will also hold 4 drive-through free flu shot clinics this month. The first is Thursday, October 15th at Flanner House from 7:30 to 5:30. The Marion County Public Health Department has also announced a series of low-cost flu clinics this month. Vaccines cost $20 for adults and children 2 and older. Shots for children under 2 are free. Medicare and Medicaid is accepted. The first is tomorrow at the Health Department's South District Health Office at 7551 South Shelby Street from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The second is Wednesday, October 7th at Old Bethel Church at 7995 East 21st Street from 9 a.m. to noon. These are all walk-in clinics. We have a complete list of flu shot opportunities at WRTV.com. Now let's get to today's coronavirus numbers. The state reported 13 COVID deaths. That brings the statewide total to 3,418. Those deaths were recorded between September 18th and yesterday. The state also reports more than 1,100 new positive cases, the highest number in this 5-day period. Those were recorded Tuesday and yesterday. The statewide total now tops 121,000. The overall positivity rate remains at 8.7%. And as promised, the health department has now added specific statewide school data to its dashboard at coronavirus.in.gov. above. This is what the first reporting looks like. It shows a total of 1,676 positive student cases, 335 teachers, and 343 staff. You can click on the dots on the statewide map to see if your child's school has reported. 1,448 schools have not reported as of yet. State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Bach says the dashboard is still a work in progress. It's still being tweaked. Bach says this dashboard should not be seen as a comprehensive list. With Halloween approaching, the CDC's guidelines for state Halloween attractions like indoor haunted houses are a higher risk activity due to COVID-19. So we wanted to find out the steps one local haunted house is taking to keep you safe this year. Indy Scream Park in Anderson is operating at just 50% capacity. This is part of an effort to allow more social distancing inside attractions while waiting in line and when spending time in the midway. The park's marketing director says aside from hand sanitizer stations, they also brought in extra staff to help clean commonly touched surfaces. But he says this is a team effort. He says visitors must make sure they are protecting themselves as well.
We need them to kind of self-police themselves and make sure that they're wearing the masks, they're being safe, keeping others safe around them. But yes, I do think that you can come out here and have a safe Halloween experience, going through the attractions, enjoying haunted houses.
Now, even at 50% capacity on busy nights at Indy Scream Park, there will still be a couple of thousand people spread out on about 20 acres. As an added safety measure, everyone will have their temperature taken before entering. Actors are also required to wear masks and have been trained to keep 6 feet away from guests. 1916 was the last time a race named the Harvest Grand Prix ran at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This year marks the first ever October auto race at IMS. Sports anchor Brad Brown is live at the Speedway this evening. Cars are on the track all weekend there. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Mark, the United States Grand Prix when Formula One was back here not all that long ago, ran in late September, but here we are on the 1st of October, getting set for an INDYCAR doubleheader this weekend. The Harvest GP will race on Friday and Saturday. Now, there's been plenty of racing action here at the track already today. In fact, at some point in the span of the next 45 seconds, you're going to hear the sports cars of the GT4 Series go barreling down the front stretch. They just started a 60-minute race that's getting set to go here. One of the bigger stories, though, is the fact there are some fans here to watch all of this this afternoon and have been here really all day. We got a chance to take a visit down into the turn 1 of the oval grandstands, what is called the E boxes and the E penthouse. Down there, some of the very best seats in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The better part of about 1,000 or more fans down there, depending on how many heads you want to count, but everybody's staying properly social distance, masks all around, and really everybody getting a first look inside the Speedway for anybody, fans-wise, here in 2020, and they'll get a chance to see the INDYCAR qualifying coming up here in just over an hour, and then the INDYCAR races on Friday and Saturday. We'll tell you a little bit more about the weekend in just a second as the GT4 cars get a chance to go by us in the background right now. Now, as far as INDYCAR's practice session went, they were on the track for 75 minutes earlier this afternoon. Had a chance to turn quite a few laps. At the front of the field was one of the rookies of the INDYCAR series. Alex Palou had the fastest lap at just over 1 minute and 10 seconds. There were actually 2 pink cars that were fast up front. Jack Harvey had the second quick time in that practice session. We'll see if those guys can make it happen in qualifying. Another storyline this weekend, James Hinchcliffe getting back in the car. He's driving the number 26 Gainbridge Honda for Andretti Autosport, taking that seat over from Zach Veach, who walked away with 3 races left to go in the season. Sponsor issues, contract issues, whatever it was. Nonetheless, Hinch is back here at Indy, looking for some speed this weekend.
A little different than the summer for sure. You know, it's been a while for me since I've been in one of these things on road courses. Most of these guys have been pounding around all summer, you know, Road America, Mid-Ohio, etc. But you know, getting up to speed, the format's obviously tough, just with one practice session, but got a lot of faith in the guys, got a lot of teammates data to go off of here. Bit of a messy session. We didn't get a proper run on the reds there with that red flag, but it is what it is. The races are long. We'll see how qualifying goes. We know we got 2 good shots at it.
3 races this week. INDYCAR goes at 3:30 on Friday. That'll be 85 laps on the road course. They go at 2:30 on Saturday for 75 laps. And then the main event of all this sports car racing this weekend will be the Indianapolis 8-hour, the GT World Challenge. An endurance race starts at 10 a.m. Sunday. They'll run straight through till 6 p.m. So you can run the longest. It's pretty straightforward. Most laps in 8 hours will win that one there. Similar to to some of the cars we're seeing on the track right now, the likes of BMW, Porsche, Ferrari, Acura NSX, Maserati are out there. Some cool cars on the track right now. But, of course, it's the INDYCARs that'll be the focus of the attention. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from Alex Palou, the rookie who was fastest earlier. And there was an Andretti on the podium here today. We'll tell you about that coming up tonight live at 6. At the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Brad, thank you. Still ahead here on WRTV, more than 2,000 jobs that need to be filled in Indianapolis. What you need to know if you're interested in making some money with FedEx. Now, job openings come the same day as tens of thousands of airline workers woke up without a job. What's being done to get them back to work? Kevin?
And showers have missed Speedway so far, as you saw with Brad's report, but they're all over. I'll take you on a radar tour and look toward the weekend coming up.
Hiring Hoosiers is our commitment here at WRTV to connect you with job opportunities, and FedEx is hiring thousands of workers ahead of the holiday season right here in central Indiana. Here in Indy, FedEx is looking to onboard 2,600 employees between their ground, express, and logistics locations. These positions include permanent, part-time, and seasonal package handlers, as well as other support positions. The company is expecting to see their busiest season as consumers change their shopping habits in this pandemic. We talked to their managing director here at the Indianapolis Dayside Hub about the types of workers that they need right now.
We need people yesterday. I don't know how else to put that. Yes, there's no deadline. There's just a good work ethic, good work record, experience working with people, a good safety record, very safety conscious people, just good wholehearted people look for work. And a lot of times during this time of the year, especially since COVID and schools are out, we do expect to see some students come aboard as well.
For a link to apply for a job with FedEx and any other open positions available right now around central Indiana, just visit our website, hiringhoosiers.com. The Fresh Market is holding a national holiday hiring event for seasonal and part-time team members tomorrow and Saturday. It's taking place at their stores. The hours are tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Qualified applicants will receive the on-the-spot interview. Candidates are encouraged to apply online at the Fresh Market's website, so an interview time can be scheduled, but walk-ins will be accepted as well. There are stores in Indy at 54th and College and one in Carmel. New claims for unemployment benefits remain high in Indiana and around the nation as the pandemic slowdown now enters its 7th month. Last week, more than 10,000 Hoosiers filed for regular unemployment benefits for the first time. When you combine those with applications for extra benefits available because of the pandemic, more than 31,000 people in Indiana filed for some type of unemployment. Nationally, the U.S. is now in its 28th straight week of historically high jobless claims, with new unemployment claim numbers out today totaling 837,000. Meantime, Congress continues its months-long stalemate to come up to an agreement on another bipartisan coronavirus stimulus relief bill after the last one expired in July. ABC's Rena Roy now with the latest.
As business owners struggle coast to coast,
we don't have any plan in action. We have nothing set in stone.
There's not much relief in sight from the federal government.
Here we are on our knees. Their priorities are on partisanship, and it's a disgrace.
Congress failing to reach an agreement in a new coronavirus relief stimulus package. The previous bill expired in July, with another 837,000 Americans filing unemployment claims last week alone. A slight drop from the week before, but still way above the peak we hit in the 2008 recession.
Each one of these is just kind of like, someone's American dream, someone's struggle, someone's future falling through the cracks.
Jefferson Lee's family butcher shop has been trying to make ends meet in Manhattan's Chinatown for months now amidst the shutdown and stigma from the virus in their neighborhood. A new report from the New York State Comptroller's Office says in the next 6 months, up to half of all bars and restaurants in New York City could close, potentially costing 150,000 jobs, many of which belong to immigrants. Meantime, Thursday morning, more than 40,000 airline workers woke up without a job, furloughed or laid off after federal funding ran out at midnight.
Past October 1st, my future is like a big black hole.
Some small airports won't have any commercial flights at all. American alone is canceling flights to at least 11 U.S. cities. The cruise industry also hit hard. The months-long no-sail order for cruise ships was set to expire Wednesday, but is now extended until October 31st.
The new stimulus bill would put money into airlines, help restore the $600 federal unemployment benefits, and extend the Paycheck Protection Program to help small businesses like restaurants. House Democrats are expected to vote on it today. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The bill is expected to clear the lower chamber, but not the Republican-controlled Senate because of the high price tag. Airlines say they'll recall their workers if Congress reaches an agreement. Time now for your Storm Team forecast, and it was a breezy one out there today. Cooler temperatures as well. Kevin's got a look at your forecast for tomorrow, Friday, and on into the weekend, Kevin.
And next 7 days and beyond. Mark, you mentioned windy. Yeah, the trees swaying in the wind the second day in a row. And we're starting to shake some of those beautiful leaves to the ground as more and more leaves start to pile up. The wind will relax a bit tonight, but it won't be as windy tomorrow. Okay, 33, that was our peak gust in central Indiana. Temperatures tonight will fall into the 40s. With the breeze, it will feel cooler. So we've had sunshine and showers, and in between all of these showers, you'll find the sunshine. It's a broken line, but just south of Kokomo to Tipton, nice little rain there, and then a little line coming together from northeast of Petersburg, south of Lafayette, toward Frankfurt, and up to Peru. All of this moving to the south and east. Fingers crossed that you at least get something. Obviously, they're moving fairly quickly, so it won't be a soaking rain or anything, but we'll take whatever we can get. 55 in Peru, 61 in Bloomington. Temperatures as we go through the next several days will be well below average, looking at temperatures that will stay in the 50s during the day tomorrow. Sunday back in the 50s again as well. We'll talk about why Sunday's temperature will be so cool. Through the evening hours, what will happen is the overall shower coverage will diminish and will hug closer to Lake Michigan as those lake effect rain showers and the northwest wind continues. Notice how the wind does calm into 10 to 15 mile per hour range during the morning hours tomorrow. Cool, but not as cool as it will be Saturday morning. As you look at Friday, start to finish, temperatures in the 40s move to 54 by noon, falling just short of 60 degrees in the afternoon. Temperature should be in the low 70s this time of year. Should make it to the low 60s to the south with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. A dry night for Friday night football, a cool night. You might take a blanket with you for the first time as temperatures do fall into the 40s during the game. As we give you details about Saturday morning, that happens to be the coolest morning within the 7-day forecast. Some patchy frost outside of Indianapolis possible. Best day of the weekend Saturday because it'll be a little warmer and dry. We'll enjoy more sunshine. Second half of the weekend cooler, 56 degrees with showers around. Temperatures Saturday, as I mentioned, in the 60s. Here come the showers from the morning into the afternoon hours on Sunday. That's our next best chance and really only great chance at rain within the 7-day forecast, because you see next week we start a warming trend, but we stay dry. Temperatures will be back into the low 70s, I should say, as we get to Wednesday. 73 degrees, that'll be something to look forward to. But we step into the first weekend of October coming up.
All right, Kevin, thank you. They're cute, cuddly, and could also be key in detecting coronavirus. The puppy is getting trained to help fight the pandemic. Birthday wishes go out to former President Jimmy Carter, who is celebrating his 96th birthday today. It's one of the latest milestones for the man who has lived the longest among the 44 men who have held the nation's highest office. Carter is celebrating at his home in Plains, Georgia, with his wife of 74 years, Rosalind. Congratulations to Jimmy Carter. Dogs could be the next tool for detecting COVID-19. A Florida nonprofit is training dogs to sniff out the virus, and they're getting promising results. Since March, BioScent Canine, that's the company in Manatee County, Florida, has been training super smeller dogs, beagles or beagle basset mixes, to smell the virus using COVID-positive nasal swabs.
We breathe in and out of the same passages, where a dog breathes in one passage and out another. So they can separate out the odor that they want to focus on. A beagle can smell a drop of perfume in an Olympic-sized pool.
BioScent Canine's owner says the dogs have a 98% accuracy rate in detecting positive swabs. Now the dogs are being trained to smell COVID-19 through human sweat so they can be used to sniff out the viruses in places like schools, stadium lines, and airports. The research study is expected to take a couple more months, and then the dogs will be ready to be put into action. Amazing. All new at 6 p.m. here on WRTV. His name has been prominent in state and national politics. Now Todd Rokita wants to take on a new role at the State House. And still ahead on the news at 5:30, a deadly crash happened more than 18 hours ago, but the aftermath is still impacting drivers at this hour. What you need to know to steer clear. Straight ahead.